Hi everybody, welcome back to Cassandra's Plants. Today I'm going to be doing a mini plant tour video specialising in my Marantaceae collection, which consists of Caletheas, Stromanthe, Ctenanthe and Maranta. So I'm just going to whiz through some of the plants that I've got, as my collection has grown a ridiculous amount in the past couple of weeks, as I've got some amazing deals on some Calathea and separations and some bits and bobs. So we'll start off with this one. Now this one is a Ctenanthe Marxi amigris. Now this one is a separation from one that my mum bought at a garden centre recently, but I didn't have it, so she basically gave me half the plant. Can't really moan about that. So that's a pretty awesome looking plant. It's got some nice new leaves popping out of the back here, and it's just in a little nursery pot in this sort of funky shaped pot. So that's the first one. Now moving on to the next one. Now this one is my Calathea Maui queen, and if you saw my haul video a couple of weeks ago, you'll see that this is a steal that I got from Sainsbury's, and it's absolutely jam-packed, lots of new growth and new leaves on the top. I think this is one of my favourite Calatheas that I've got, just by the look of the leaves. It's a really beautiful, delicate plant, and yeah, if you like Calatheas and you don't have this one, definitely invest in a Maui queen. So here we go on to my next three. Now these are three of the Calatheas that I got from my order from Online Baby Plants a couple of weeks ago, and they're all doing amazingly well. This first one is a Calathea Macayana, or a peacock plant. Now I've seen a peacock plant referenced to loads of different Calatheas, but I'm pretty sure this is the correct one, as the leaves look more like peacock leaves. Now this one's doing amazingly well. I do like to keep my Calatheas in terracotta where I can, as they just seem to enjoy it a bit more. So that's the Macayana, and it's got amazing colours underneath. Then at the back here we've got a Calathea Rosapicta Dotti, and again it's got some amazing colours and some great new growth coming on there. There were a couple of leaves that didn't survive, as they were coming all the way from the Netherlands, but you can't really complain about this. Again, it seems to be loving life in the terracotta. So that's the Calathea Rosapicta Dotti. Then we've got this one, which is the Calathea Orbifolia. This one doesn't have any of the sort of burgundy colours to it, but it has got some nice stripes on it, and sort of hence the name, round leaves. This one has got a few little brown spots on it, but I think that was damaged during transit, but the little leaves underneath look pretty good, and hopefully that one will perk up and we'll get some new growth on that soon, because I really like these Calatheas. Now again, for the next set of plants, these are all ones I got off a lovely lady called Jordan on Facebook. She was separating her collection to reduce it in size, I think, as she had some massive plants, and I got an amazing deal on all of these little separations. Some of them didn't like transit very well, like this one. It's got a bit of a crispy leaf, but other ones have survived amazingly. So we'll start off with this one, and I'll move them out of the way so you can see the next one. See, this one looks a lot like the Maui queen, but the leaves are slightly different, and the middle is a bit bigger. The middle patterning is a bit bigger than the Maui queen, as you can see, that's there. And this one, so this is a Calathea misto, and fingers crossed, if I show you, hopefully we'll get some new leaves on this one. I've actually got a second one from her for this one, so hopefully one of the two will survive and I'll get a nice plant out of this one. So that was the misto. I'm just going to move this down here. Then Right, this one. Now this plant often gets confused with something that looks very similar to it. This is a Calathea magic star, and it very much gets confused with this Stromanthe trio star, which I've also got and I'll show you in a minute, and you can see the difference. Now, the leaf shape on this is very different to any other Calathea that I've seen. It's got the nice burgundy coloration underneath, and this one seems to be doing really well compared to the other ones. Hopefully we'll get some new growth pop out of there soon. Little bit of browning on that leaf, but other than that, I think this is going to turn into a really beautiful plant. So I'll just move this one down here for a minute. Then this one. Now, the lady I bought this off had this down as a Ctenanthe, but I actually think it's a Calathea. It's a Calathea vittata or elliptica. Leave a comment if you know otherwise, whether this is actually a Ctenanthe or not, but I think it is a Calathea. Now this is one of my favourite ones that I've got of her. It does look quite similar to a pinstripe or an ornata, but the leaf shape is slightly different and they're a lot more pointier, and they sort of taper towards the end, whereas the ornatas are more rounded. I'm really hoping that this survives. There's quite a lot of browning on this one and some leaf, but those leaves do look okay, so hopefully they will shoot out some new growth soon. Fingers crossed on that one. But yeah, this is one of my new favourite plants. Oh, you knocked over. Here you go. So this one, Calathea mosaica of Calathea network. Now you can see from the patterning why it's called a network. I've got two of these as well from the same lady, and let me just see if I can pick this up. It looks okay. The lower leaves look okay. There's a couple of brown bits on the top and on the sides, but fingers crossed this will perk up and shoot out some new growth soon, and I know these are notoriously difficult for Calathea, these ones, but it seems to be happy at the moment, and I don't have it, so you can see the other ones just down there, and that looks okay. So that's the mosaica. And then finally this one, again, it's got a bit of a sad leaf down the bottom here that hasn't survived transit, but the rest of them are okay. And this one actually has a new baby poking out here, which I may have broken the other day, but we'll just leave it and see. And there's another new one there. So when I bought this, the lady had this down as a Calathea argenta. Now I've never heard of an argenta. I think it is a, let me just check my list, a pictorata, or it could even be a corona because of this, and it does look a bit like the dotty. It's the same length and it's got that outer bit, it just doesn't have it in the middle, so I'm not 100% sure. So if you know which one this is, please let me know. That would be awesome. And yeah, so this one is doing quite well. It seems to be quite happy. There's not too much browning on it, a little bit of transit damage, but other than that, can't really complain about this one. So that's the last one that I've got in here. So now I'm going to move into my hallway so you can see some of the other big ones that I've got in there. So this is the Stromanthe trio star, and you can see that it is different to the magic star. The leaves are a slightly different shape and it's got more variegation on it. See all these white patches. Still the traditional burgundy underneath, but as you can see where it's got the white patches, it's like a bright red. This one I got online from a Facebook seller as well, and it's a whole plant. It's not been separated. It seems to be doing really well. It's got a nice new leaf about to pop out there. A couple of leaves at the back, and yeah, really happy with this one. Beautiful little plant. Next to it, down here is my first ever Calathea, which is my Calathea medallion. You would have seen this in my other videos, but you can see how much it's grown. This used to be up in my bedroom, but I think it was a little bit too dark down there for it. And as you can see, now it's getting some more sun. It's actually picking up some more pink colorations to the leaves and the new leaves down there. So yeah, I'm really pleased. This plant is doing really well, and it's got new leaves coming all over the place. There's one down there, a couple more on the go down there, and yeah, it seems to be really happy. So really happy with that one. I think medallions are definitely one of the easiest Calatheas to grow. So if you're looking for a little starting plant, definitely go with that one. So here in my hallway, we've got a Ctenanthe. I'm always going to say that wrong because of how it's spelled. Setosa. And I don't know if this is a grey star or not. I don't think it is. But this is a division from a plant, a massive one of this that my mum had. And it seems to be doing okay. It's got a little bit of damage on a couple of leaves where I think she snipped them. And a little bit of curling, but yeah, it seems to be loving life in this little corner in my hallway. So that's this one. So this is my Calathea rufibaba bluegrass. Now this actually sits on that gap in the shelf there, as you can see behind the aloe. But I needed to take it out just so you can see how amazing this plant is. This is the bluegrass one, as it doesn't have the dark underside, but they're so velvety, the leaves, velvety soft. And I didn't know this was a Calathea when I got it, as I got it as part of my mystery box, if you've seen that video. But this is an amazing plant. It's doing amazingly well. I couldn't wish for a better plant in a mystery box. So that's the Calathea rufibaba. Now moving up to more on the shelf, we have got this little Maranta belmaxi amabilis, which is the same variety as the other one I've got in there, which is the amagris, but this one isn't the variegated variety. This is just a normal one. So this is really loving life at the minute. As you can see, 2 new leaves about to pop out, or 3, one down there, in this little pot. I think it likes it because it's right next to some indirect light from my front door. You've got a nice window there, so that's really happy. And obviously that is next to its big neighbour, this. As you can see, it's going a bit crazy everywhere. This Maranta Fascinator Trio colour. Now I really want the lemon lime version of this, especially if it grows crazy like this one. Every day I look and there's a new leaf popping out. There's got one there, one coming there, there's a couple more underneath. So yeah, I think this one is going to be due a haircut soon. So this is the Maranta Fascinator Trio colour. Now that's it for my Marantaceae collection at the moment. I've actually got 2 more on order that aren't part of this, so we'll see, and I'll do a bit of an update in a couple of months so you can see how the baby ones have grown, and the 2 new ones that I've got. And yeah, let me know your thoughts. Do you like my collection? Is there anything specific, or are there any rare and unusual ones you think I can add? And let me know. And of course, if you like my videos and my tours, give us a like and a subscribe.